15 Most Shocking World Records. Number 15. Tightest frying pan roll. It's an unusual record, but a unique one. The tightest circumference of a 30-centimeter aluminum frying pan rolled with bare hands was achieved by Scott Murphy. He performed the feat in front of a live audience at the NXB Team Training Center in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He was able to roll the frying pan in 30 seconds with no problem. I can't imagine attempting to roll a frying pan since I already struggled trying to open a water bottle. Number 14. Fastest time to run on all fours. Japanese athlete Kenichi Ito holds the Guinness World Record for running the fastest time on all four limbs. He ran 100 meters in 15.71 seconds in the Komazoa Olympic Park in Tokyo. He beat the last contender by 15 seconds. Kenichi works as a janitor and says he mops floors on all fours to get a hang of practicing his four-limbed running ability. Overall, he spent 9 years learning how monkeys walk, run, and move. Number 13. Most Big Macs eaten. You can't get more American than Don Gorski. From Wisconsin, he is best known for having eaten over 26,000 Big Mac hamburgers from McDonald's. He has spent over 40 years of his life and 90% of his total solid food intake on just Big Macs. Despite eating all the fatty burgers, he claims that he has no known health issues and continues to consume the burgers every day. He's made appearances in the documentary Super Size Me and even released a book about his life called 22,477 Big Macs. Number 12. Most snails on face. 11-year-old Finn Caheeler set this record at a party to celebrate his birthday. Family and friends gathered to watch as 87 snails were placed on his face. The previous record had a snail count of 36 to 43, making Finn the new record holder. He says he isn't grossed out by snails like most people and knew that he could do it. No snails were harmed in this world record attempt. Number 11. Largest collection of belly button lint. This is probably one of the more grossest things on the countdown. Since he was 19 years old, librarian Graham Barker has accumulated over 22.1 grams of navel fluff. That fills 3 jars, with the first jar dating back to 1984. He's held this Guinness World Record for several years, considering there's not a lot of competition for this title. He says he's gathered his belly lint while waiting for the shower to warm up, and reassures that it never goes moldy. Well, that's nice to know. Number 10. Widest mouth. Francisco Domingo Joaquim is also known as the Angolian Jaw of Awe, thanks to his large mouth. His mouth measures 17 centimeters and is so wide that he can even fit a Coca-Cola can inside his mouth. His YouTube videos became a media sensation, and it took 2 years before the Guinness World Records traced him in Angola, Africa. Number 9. Stretchiest skin. Gary Turner has the stretchiest skin in the world, stating that he can use his belly as a table. He has a rare genetic disorder called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that has weakened his skin. His skin is twice as thin as regular skin and demonstrates its elasticity by pulling them apart with heavy-duty clips. Usually, people with this disorder just impairs people's joints and blood vessels, but this case is exceptionally rare. Number 8. Farthest eyeball protrusion. Kim Goodman discovered her bizarre gift when she was hit on the head with a hockey mask. She noticed her eyeballs were able to pop out further than normal length and learned that she could pop them out on cue, and even when she yawns. Guinness World Record states that her record is unbeatable and has held the title since 1997. Number 7. Most driving tests failed. After her story became an international sensation, Cha Sa-soon shocked people around the world when they learned she failed her driving test over 900 times. She failed the written portion of the exam at least 949 times. She had difficulty understanding most of the terminology and remembering the laws. News of her story quickly spread like wildfire. It took her at least 3 years to finally pass on her 960th try. When she got her license, Hyundai Kia Automotive Group was able to present her with a brand new car. Surprisingly, Miss Cha's name means vehicle in Korean. Nonetheless, she showed the world that if you keep trying, you can do it. Number 6. Longest nails. Lee Redmond became a public spectacle thanks to her long and gnarly fingernails. She holds the world record for longest nails on a woman. They measure a total length of 8.65 meters and even manicures them daily. She first started growing them out in 1979 and challenged herself to see how long she could grow them. Unfortunately, she lost her long nails in an automobile accident in 2009, describing it as losing a part of herself. She's currently trying to grow out her fingernails again. Number 5. Most flexible woman in the world. Julia Gunthel, also known as Lada, is a contortionist and has the unique ability to stretch her body in the most extreme means. She can equally bend both forward and backward with no injury. Her ligaments has the same ligaments as a baby and doesn't harden, so she can bend her body any way she wants. Her moves are so unique that she has baffled doctors on her eye-popping abilities to move in such ways. She's mostly known for her unique talent to pop balloons with her back. She holds the world record for bursting 3 balloons in 12 seconds. Number 4. Most live rattlesnakes held in mouth. Jackie Bibby is quite a daredevil. In front of a live audience, he held 13 live snakes in his mouth. Holding them by their tail, he kept them there for 13 seconds. Thankfully, he wasn't bit. He also holds the record for sharing a bathtub with 195 snakes and holds a shocking record of being in a sleeping bag with 109 venomous snakes. Although it's dangerous and insane, he doesn't seem unfazed, which makes him the perfect man to perform these crazy feats. Number 3. Full body ice contact. Wim Hof from Naarden, Netherlands has spent the longest time in direct contact with ice. His full body was immersed in the icy grave for 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 2 seconds. Hypothermia was a main concern, so his vitals and condition was quickly examined by doctors. He has held this record 16 times in the past and holds the record for the fastest half marathon run barefoot on ice and snow. They should just call him the Iceman. Number 2. Most lightning strikes. Ranger Park Roy Sullivan may be considered unlucky to many. He's nicknamed the Human Lightning Rod because he was struck by lightning on 7 different occasions and miraculously survived all of them. The first case was in 1942, and the last lightning strike was in 1977. He said these incidences saddened him because people would avoid him in fear that being too close to him would cause him to be hit by lightning too. Unfortunately, he shot himself when he was 71 years old over unrequited love. His 2 ranger hats are on display in the Guinness World Exhibit Hall. Number 1. Buried alive. Being buried alive is anyone's worst nightmare. Zdenek Zadharka, also known as Fakir Ben Gan, spent 10 days buried alive. He performed the stunt during the European Magic Festival in Roma, surviving by being able to breathe through a ventilation pipe. He said that while being buried, he had a lot of time to meditate about the meaning of life and to make the best of every day. He also commented that the most hard part of being buried alive was the extreme thirst, with the last 2 days being the most challenging. Doctors monitored the magician around the clock and said he even lost 19 pounds.
Subscribe for more videos.